When I first was signing the dotted line, I was just thinking, I'm going to have a way to pay for my college, see the world. From there, it just went on to a career. We take for granted what we have every day in our lives. And the reason we have it is because of men and women that have come before me. And I thought it was important for me to, pay back, for what we have. I joined the Marine Corps in 1988. Gunnery Sergeant it goes across the board, but I was avionics. And so I was able to do micro-miniature repair, taught micro-miniature repair, taught aviation electronics. At any time did I ever think that this wasn't the right decision for me as far as being a female in the military. I want to say that we worked twice as hard for half the recognition, but a lot of times we did. After my end of my second enlistment, I almost got out because of the sexual harassment, sexual discrimination. And someone actually approached me and says, well, if not you, who's going to change it? And someone convinced me to stay. And I'd already taken the classes for getting out. I was able to stand up for myself. It wasn't until years later that I was still witnessing as a sergeant. I was witnessing them messing with, younger Marines. I don't want to say that I was disappointed in myself, but had I spoken up sooner, then maybe some people wouldn't have gone through some of the stuff that they went through. When you get higher rank and everything else, you're able to make those changes. And so having stayed, I was able to become a sexual assault victim intervention advocate. I was a response officer, things like that. So I was able to make those kind of changes and instill in other females how to represent. I got wounded in '05. I was actually riding my bike. That's how we got around in Iraq. And I was riding my bike to the armory to actually draw my weapon. I had just gotten back from a 96, which is 96 hours of liberty, when an indirect-fired rocket had landed over 100 meters away from me. All I remember at that point is I got up and went onto the armory and held my face together and banged on the hatch. And the corporal answered the hatch, and I told him, I says, get me a pressure bandage. A corporal picked me up. They arranged transportation in a Humvee. We get to medical, and they're expecting me to have just a boo-boo because I'm, being so calm about everything, probably in shock. And they take me into triage. They have me lying there, and they have me move my hand so they can get a clearer shot of what's going on. And the second I moved my hand away, it literally felt like someone had poured a cup of warm water on me. And then they start briefing me on that I'm going to get taken care of in Al-Assad, where I was wounded. And then they're going to airlift me to Balad. They're going to fix some nerve damage. Then from there to Longstuhl, Germany. Then to Bethesda, then home. At some point I'm like, just stitch me up and send me back to my Marines. And I started to get off the triage table and started arguing with them that I wasn't leaving my Marines. So they at that point made the decision they needed to sedate me because the piece of shrapnel was right against an artery in my face. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I was hit here. I did not know that there was a piece of shrapnel lodged in my face until they gave it to me the next morning. There was a lot of people that speculated that because I was a mom, I should go home, be with my kids. But I wasn't there as Robert David's mom. I was there as a gunny. I was there to do a job. And so I stayed and did my job. I was wounded on the 27th, and by 29th, I was back with my Marines. But then I started having migraines. And I knew that if I said anything about having the migraines after I'd convinced them to allow me to stay, they'd have sent me home. So I didn't say anything. I didn't want anyone to have the fodder of that I was a woman and I couldn't handle it, and that's why I went home. I didn't want anyone to be able to say that. And so I stayed. I did my final re-enlistment immediately following my Purple Heart ceremony. And the general that pinned on my Purple Heart is the one that actually did my final re-enlistment, and I re-enlisted for another 3 years. So.
Rose is a, you know, if we're going to war, I want Rose on my team. She's incredible, she's amazing, you know, she's decorated too. I mean, looking through all of the articles and the pins and the awards. Of course, she was injured, and that's why we're here today, is because she's having some you know, problems moving around the home and getting into her shower with accessibility.
Part of why I needed to get a tub to shower conversion is because of the traumatic brain injury, and I have a lot of balance issues. Balancing on one foot to step over to get into a tub, which, you know, for most people, that's just a normal thing. It's very difficult. And I fall quite frequently. When I, you know, was talking with Jacob, and he says, well, you know, we have a program for West Shore for Warriors. And he says, you might be a good fit for this. And then fast forward, I get called by Tom informing me that I was selected to get the Warrior bath. So I was pretty excited.
We are here in Vermontville, Michigan, helping Rose get a new accessible shower. She was having difficulties moving around, getting into the bath, and we came out here today to kind of help her out with that.
I'm just, you know, I'm proud to, you know, work for a company like West Shore Home that's willing to give back to people like Rose, you know, to veterans that need help. I'm just glad we can be here for her today.
The independence that I already am feeling, and they haven't even finished doing it, is tremendous.
She had a pretty high tub. It's about 17 inches of step up to get up into that tub. And we're able to get her a nice lower threshold shower. Giving those 3 grab bars in that anti-slip shower base is definitely going to be able to help her out and feel safe in that shower.
I can't wait to reveal the final product to Rose. It's going to be awesome. Welcome to your new shower. Come on in. Oh, it is beautiful. Isn't that wonderful? I'm so excited. Did it look the way you expected?
Oh, it's beat my expectations.
Nice.
Definitely. I can't even put into words how grateful and excited I am that I'm able to have the independence of being able to take a shower and not have to worry as much. I'm just really looking forward to it.